Hello, everyone. Today we are going to be talking about food deserts. Just an overall, layman's understanding of the current conversation about food deserts in 2022. So, let's go. Let's do it. What is a food desert? Well, a food desert is an area with low access to healthy sources of food and an area where the people there are of a lower income status, broadly speaking. And so those two factors combine together to make it kind of difficult for the people in these areas to obtain healthy foods and maintain healthy diets. And that results in these areas having higher rates of health problems, like higher rates of diabetes, chronic diseases, and just, mortality in general, just higher rates of all those bad things in these areas because these people aren't maintaining healthy diets. And so that's the overall, what is a food desert and why are they bad? Now, since the term's founding, there's been alternative terms to try and kind of focus and narrow and hone in on more deeper problems or more specific aspects of food deserts rather than just the broad issues of like, hey, these people aren't getting enough food. And so one term is food apartheid, and that's come about as a result of the fact that a very disproportionate amount of the people in food deserts tend to be African American or Latino. And so food apartheid has come to kind of like describe the issue as like, hey, it's kind of, we need to get at the deeper issue of this, which is, more related to addressing these systemic inequalities and disparities, going on here in these areas. And that's where our focus and efforts should be going towards. And so that's one term that's come about. Another is food mirages. And food mirages are areas where technically there's not a problem of food access necessarily. Like there's a reasonable distance between the people in these areas and the distance between them and the nearest grocery store, supermarket, or whatever. But because of the cost of the food in these areas, it's not like these people have to go outside and farther out to find other areas or other foods or other sources of healthy food because they can't afford the food at these nearby supermarkets or grocery stores. So it's kind of like a mirage in the sense that, it looks like there's food, but really it may as well not be there. And so another term that has come about is food swamps. Food swamps are areas where there's a very high, just a lot of sources of unhealthy foods available in the area compared to healthy sources of foods. And so that would be things like convenience stores or fast food restaurants. There are way more of those in these areas than like supermarkets or grocery stores. And so that's problematic because, people will go to these places. It's just more, I don't know, it's just more accessible for these people to shop at these, get their food from these unhealthy sources of food. But even though there's been these new terms coming out, food desert still gets broadly used just to describe, it's just the predominant, it's the reigning term. Those other terms just don't get as much attention as the broad term of food deserts. And so with food deserts getting most of the attention, we find most of the efforts go towards increasing food access in these areas. However, research and evidence and a growing consensus in the community revolving around this conversation seems to be going towards the idea that these efforts towards increasing food access might not be as productive and as well-founded as we would hope them to be, as there are like examples and case studies of introducing supermarkets and grocery stores in food deserts and finding that people aren't changing their diets to be healthier. They're shopping at these places, but they're not eating healthier. They're not changing their diets. And so as a result, that's kind of pointed towards the idea that rather than focusing as much on increasing food supply and accessibility in these areas, we need to focus more on it's a problem of demand. We need to increase the demand. We need to get people in these areas to want healthier food. We should focus on doing that more first. We shouldn't be worrying as much about food accessibility as we should be about educating people and making them more aware of their diets and encouraging them to eat healthier. That's the bigger problem. And again, that's more of a, it's not, you look around, you look at sources, well, most of them are probably going to be telling you, hey, most of them are going to be offering solutions about increasing food accessibility. And so it doesn't seem to be a totally like, oh, we're definitely going to be focusing just on increasing demand now. There's still a lot of efforts going towards increasing supply, so it's not a confirmed directional shift or whatever in terms of tackling the issue. But it's something to be aware of. And so yeah, that's the overall conversation about food deserts. There's a lot to them. It's not just takeaways that, it's more than just a problem of getting food to these people. It's we also, there's some deeper things going on. Food deserts have different things going on in different areas, and so it's just important to be aware of them and how they're. I don't know. There's some multifacetedness going on in the conversation, and there are different issues in each areas, and so something to be aware of.